Hello, it's Mike with MatterFix.io, and this is another one of our All About series of videos. And today this is going to be all about Pro3 repairs, and this is kind of give you an overview of what we do, how we do it, how much it costs. So if you're not aware, MatterFix.io, we're an authorized service provider for Matterport. We use all OEM original parts, and we can do in-warranty repairs. So if you have a warranty repair that needs to be done on your Matterport camera, or if it's an out-of-warranty repair, we do both of those. We can handle both of those situations. We do repairs, we do recalibrations, we also offer extended warranties and accident protection plans. And as I mentioned, we're authorized from Matterport, use all OEM parts. In most cases, when we receive a camera, it's going to be ready to ship back to you with the repairs done and everything the next business day. So the turnaround is pretty quick. And also we warranty all of our repairs. Anything that we replace on your camera, we warranty it for 1 year. Okay, so now we're going to go through the most common repair scenarios that we see. As I mentioned, we can do in-warranty repairs and out-of-warranty repairs. In-warranty usually applies if your camera has been purchased in the last year, it has a problem, it's not functioning correctly, and it has not been dropped or doesn't have any physical damage. Dropping or physical damage will void that warranty. Then pretty much any other repairs are going to be considered out-of-warranty repairs. For the in-warranty repairs, there's no cost to you. For the out-of-warranty repairs, I'll go through the kind of the general cost guidelines on that a little bit later. But the most common repair that we see on the Pro3 camera is a result of the camera being dropped. And you can imagine, I mean, it's a fairly dense unit, and if it falls, 4 or 5 feet off a tripod onto the floor, it's definitely going to get damaged. Here we have a camera. This is a repair that we're working on. Pretty typical. You can see the housing is pretty severely dented right in this corner here. Probably fell like that. And what typically can happen is you get the obvious damage of the housing pieces are bent, but then there is a, let me show you here. So here's the camera here without the housing on it, and you can see this metal frame in here. This is called the chassis, and this is where everything sits in the camera. The V drive is in there, the main board is over there, all the components fit together. But this is the main chassis, the main structure of the camera. And when it falls, quite often this chassis gets bent. And with the chassis bent, that means that it's going to change the angle of this V drive here, and that's your 3D data, that's created by the LiDAR module hitting the mirror coming back. So typically, one of the common things we see when a camera gets dropped, in addition to the housing being damaged, is this chassis will get bent and needs to be replaced. You can kind of confirm that yourself in the field if you have something, and you can test this one here. You can see it's wider here and it's closer here, so this chassis is bent. So the bent chassis, the bent housing is fairly common when a camera gets dropped. Here, this back cover probably will need to be replaced. It's probably been crushed in this corner. The V drive itself can get damaged from the fall. And the V drive, when you're normally operating the camera scanning and the V drive is rotating, it should be basically sound like a whisper. If it sounds much louder than that, or definitely if you can take your fingers and you can physically move it up and down or frontwards and backwards this way, then that means that that V drive is damaged and is going to need to be replaced. Additionally, the LiDAR module that sits in the camera, you can see it here. This can get damaged just from the impact of a fall. The H drive, this is the part that the T-mount fits into, and there's a motor in here that rotates the camera. If the camera falls over and it's on the tripod, it can get torqued and can damage this H drive. And typically you're going to know that because it's either not going to work or it's going to make some kind of a clicking noise. So that kind of covers what can happen during a fall. Any number of these things can happen to a camera. Most of the time it's usually one or two of the items, not all of them, but occasionally we've seen, you know, 4 or 5 things be damaged when a camera falls, and all of those parts need to be replaced. And then another common one is the V drive alone. As I mentioned, when you're doing scans and the camera's rotating, the V drive is spinning, it should basically sound like a whisper. If it sounds much louder than that, or does any kind of clacking or anything like that, it's going to need to be replaced. In some of the earlier versions of the Pro3 camera, there were some problems with the bearings in there, and even though the camera hadn't taken a fall or anything, the V drive would start to get noisy, and those have typically all been replaced under warranty. So the V drive is another issue that we deal with, not so much now. Usually if a V drive is bad now, it's the result of a camera being dropped. Okay, some other common problems that we can see when cameras come in is the customer may be getting the unstable error. Now that can typically be caused by 2 things. One, you can check in the field. You want to make sure that the T-mount and the tripod are not causing the problem. First thing I would suggest you do is make sure that the camera is seated 100% correctly on the T-mount. Try it again. If you continue to get the error message, then I would try using another T-mount and another tripod, put the camera on, and then try testing. And if you continue to get the unstable error message, then likely the problem is going to be related to that H drive that I was talking about. This is the motor, the T-mount fits in here, and this is the motor that rotates the camera. If you continue to get that after you've eliminated the T-mount and the tripod as possibly being an issue, then likely that it's in the H drive and it's going to have to be sent in. Another issue that you can see related to the H drive is the camera seems to be functioning correctly, but it's making a clicking sound at some part of the rotation in there that's coming from the H drive. If the camera's functioning fine and it's making a little bit of a clicking, it's probably okay to continue using it, but it's possible at some point that clicking is going to interfere with the rotation of the camera, and in that case the camera is going to need to be sent in, and we're probably going to have to replace that H drive. Another module or part of the camera is the RGB sensor or the camera. Typically we do not see issues with this. I don't think we've replaced maybe more than 3 or 4 of those, 5, since we've been doing repairs. Most likely if we have to replace it, it's because it's taken a really hard fall and the lens has gotten damaged. So typically very little problem with that. There are error codes that can be generated while you're scanning, and our take on the error codes is you want to make note of it, but if you get an error code, typically do a battery pull while the camera's on, pull the battery, put it back in. That's kind of like a hard reset. Start it back up again and see what happens. If the camera's functioning fine, after that you're probably okay. If it's occasionally throwing an error code, but it's still functioning fine, you're okay to continue using it. At some point it may get to where it's throwing an error code every time or most of the time when you're scanning, and in that case it probably needs to be sent in to be looked at. Another issue we've had people contact us about is they'll be out in the field and they'll push the button to power the camera up, and it doesn't appear that the screen lights up, or maybe it just barely flashes, but it doesn't fully light up and give you all the signal and that it's ready to connect in that. One thing you want to check is it's very possible that the camera actually when you press the power button, even though the screen's not lit up, it has booted up. So you want to check the Wi-Fi network and see if that camera is available. If it's available, you should be able to connect to it and keep on scanning even if the screen is off. And what we found is most of the time there's a little glitch, and that within a few minutes it'll light back up. You can also do a battery pull, restart, power it back up, and check then. The screen may light up then. But anytime the screen doesn't light up, just confirm it might actually, the camera might actually be powered up and be functioning fine, and you can keep on scanning and the screen will eventually light back up on its own. And I guess the last portion of what we do repair-wise are really our services. We have a cleaning and recalibration service that we offer for the Pro3, and that is we go ahead and we run the diagnostics on it, completely clean the camera, and then we do a recalibration on it that really recalibrates the LiDAR module so that your 3D data is as accurate as it can be. That service runs $99. You can add $100 to that for a total of $199, get the cleaning, the recalibration, and get a 1-year extension of the basic warranty. That's a warranty against defects. So during that year, if something goes out, we'll replace it for you. So that's $199. If you add another $100, so for a total of $299, we'll do the cleaning, recalibration, you'll get the extension of the basic warranty, and you'll also get a 1-year drop protection plan. And this covers the camera. If for some reason something happens to it during normal use, like you drop it, which is going to be the most common thing, we'll fix it for you. Your only cost will be shipping. The one caveat to that is, well, I guess a couple caveats. One is it's limited to 2 claims per year per camera, number one. And number two, it only covers accidental damage during normal use. So it doesn't cover theft or if it gets lost or damaged or flood or fire or anything like that. It just covers if something were to happen while you're during the normal use of the camera. Okay then, so what do repairs typically cost? Well, if it's a repair that's covered by warranty, there's going to be no charge for you. If you've dropped your camera, which is the most common thing that is going to happen, typically we find that those repairs cost anywhere from $600 to $1,200. Most of the time they're probably going to be in the $700 to $1,000 range. We have had a few that went up to $1,400, but that's a pretty extreme case, and $600 is typically at the lower end unless it's just cosmetic damage that we're repairing. And then, as I mentioned, on the recalibrations and the extended warranties, $99 for the basic cleaning recalibration, add $100 to extend the basic warranty for a year, add another $100 for a total of $299 to get cleaning, recalibration, extended regular warranty, and a 1-year accident protection plan. Okay, so how does the process work to get your camera repaired? If you want an estimate, you can go online on our Contact Us page. There's a form to fill out. We can send you an estimate. Just keep in mind it's going to be hard to determine exactly what it's going to cost until we get a chance to inspect the camera and see what all parts are going to need to be replaced. So you're ready to send your camera in. We recommend that you, we only need the camera. We don't need any accessories. So the camera in a zipper pouch in a small cardboard box with maybe like 1 inch or 1.5 inches of bubble wrap around it is fine to ship it in. The shipping address is on our website. All the shipping information is there. Additionally, you can request a label from us. Go online. There's a request a label form on our Contact Us page, and you give us the information and tell us what size box it is and where we're shipping it back to, and we'll email you a prepaid label and just add it to your invoice. When your camera comes in, the day it comes in, you're going to get an email from us confirming that we've received it. The next day, typically, the camera is going to be repaired and be ready to ship back to you. We're going to send you an invoice, and the invoice will include the cost of the repair, the cost of the label to ship it to us if we provided the label to you, and then the cost of the return label to ship it back to you. We use ShipStation to buy our labels, and we get really good rates, so you'll find ours is going to be probably less than half of what it is if you go to the UPS store and get a label on your own. So you get the invoice. You can pay it online with a credit, debit, or bank account. As soon as the invoice is paid, we ship the camera back to you, and all of our repairs are covered by a 1-year warranty. So anything we do to the camera, if something we have replaced or repaired malfunctions in a year, we'll fix it for free. So that kind of wraps it up. We look forward to doing business with you, and you can go onto our Contact Us page anytime and fill out a form. If you got any other questions about repairs, You can also email us info@matterfix.io, and we look forward to doing business with you. Thanks.